Hi, Oddings. Welcome to Stories with Sapphire. I'm your Ate Sapphire. Most people will find it surprising that caving is actually a low-risk activity. The number one cause of death and injury is being unprepared. But even with the odds in your favor, there are some things you simply cannot prepare for because you never thought it was possible. Sisters Paula and Esme are about to have the vacation of a lifetime. And now, it's story time. Paula and Esme decided to take a break from the rest of their family on their vacation, so they wandered around the park until they stumbled upon the opening to a cave. "Whoa, we have to go inside," Paula said. Esme's bright red braces glistened as she tried to hide her fear. "Is it safe? Caves are literally just rock. We'll be fine." Before Esme could object, Paula dashed through the entrance. "Marco! Polo." Paula did that a lot, but Esme was used to it. Armed with nothing more than their cell phones, they made their way into the cave. It was incredibly spacious inside. Every step they took echoed around them. Esme shone her phone up at the roof and snapped photos of the beautiful hanging stalactites. The usually chatty sisters were in silent awe of how gorgeous this place was. They had reached the other side of the entrance, where the path continued through a narrow passageway. Paula, in her usual scurry, hastily slinked her way inside. "Hey, wait up! Where are you?" "Marco!" "Polo." With the cave entrance far behind them, they had nothing to guide them but the light of their phones. As they scanned the walls of the cave, their light fell upon a section of paintings. "Wow, how old do you think these are?" "At least 10,000 years. Aren't you glad you didn't chicken out? Come on, let me take your picture." Esme held her hand up and posed next to the paintings. As she walked away, her hand accidentally brushed the wall. A bit of red pigment now stained her finger. They both looked back at the wall. Maybe these aren't that old. They heard a loud clunk echo around them. Esme scoured the other side of the cave with her light, trying to find the source of the sound, but with no luck. The thunks were getting closer. Then, from an opening on the opposite side of the cave, a large staff appeared, hitting the ground. It was held by a hefty hand with big, gnarly knuckles. Paula and Esme were frozen, petrified, as a figure emerged from the opening. Most of its body was cloaked in shadows, but the girls could see its eyes, glistening with rage. It raised its staff and slammed it against the wall. The entire cave trembled. Bits of rock began to rain down. The cave dweller quickened its pace, slamming into the wall over and over. The cave was collapsing around them, and Paula and Esme were running out of time. With the ground shaking beneath them and holding their phones out with one hand, the girls kept tripping on themselves as they scrambled to make their way out of the crumbling cave. Paula continuously called out to her sister so she could follow her voice. They finally reached the sunlit opening of the cavern, and they breathlessly climbed out. The adrenaline coursing through Paula's veins pushed her to keep running. She didn't stop until she tumbled into a dip in the ground. After she caught her breath, she stood up and looked back. "Marco?" There was no sign of Esme. Paula sprinted back towards the cave entrance. She could not comprehend what she saw next. At the opening of the cave was now a large sign with tour times and prices. A line of snap-happy tourists wove around ropes, She was just inside that cave. Where did all these people come from? Paula approached a young woman with a name tag. Excuse me, have you seen a girl with black hair and red braces? You'll have to purchase a ticket and wait in line like everyone else. What? After waiting over an hour, Paula's group was finally let into the cave. The entrance was no longer spacious, but blocked off by large hunks of rock that had fallen. Paula's mind was racing. Where the hell was Esme? The tour guide led them to an opening in the rocks, blocked off by rope. This cave collapsed an estimated 400,000 years ago, but what makes this place so unique was this recent peculiar discovery. The bones of what might have been a teenage girl were found in this opening. The skeleton is completely intact, indicating that this girl might have been trapped when the cave collapsed and died a slow, laborious death in this ditch. Paula pushed past the other tourists and looked down into the hole. She's been dead for 400,000 years, and yet she has the structure of a Homo sapien, and on her teeth, a striking similarity to red dental braces. Near her head is a rectangular object, of which archaeologists are still trying to determine its ancient function. Who was this poor girl, and how did she end up in such a horrific situation? If you don't want nightmares tonight, like and share this story and subscribe to my channel. Submit your own stories to storieswithsapphire@gmail.com. For more spooky, supernatural, and spiritual stories, listen to the Stories with Sapphire podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. If you like what you saw and would like to support this independently run show, head over to patreon.com/storieswithsapphire. Until we meet again, sleep tight.